All right, guys, welcome back after our short advert break. Let's quickly look at budgets or continue with looking at budget. I'm now at question 1.5, where we ask here, determine Elijah Sport Shop's profit margin for the month of February 2023. All right, and I also indicated here that you must ensure that you correctly substitute into a formula. Remember earlier on I indicated that there's a formula that we use. Here I'm saying you may use the following formula. Profit margin equals your profit divided by your income multiplied by 100%. Right, so let's quickly go and substitute. So there's your formula. Okay, so looking at what I have here, I know definitely that my income, as we can see here, is 715,000. So I'll start with that, 715,900. I also know that since I want a percentage, I'll have to multiply by 100. But now I'm looking for the profit. All right, now let's go back to the previous slide. All right, just to take you back, here we can see the profit is 203,500 Rand. So I'm going to quickly indicate that, 203,500. So I'm going to substitute that by saying 203,500 Rand. All right, so I hope that is clear. So I'm going to type that in now. To get my profit margin, 203,500 Rand, divide by my income of 715,900, and therefore I still have to multiply by 100 as indicated by my formula. So that will give me a percentage of 28,425,779%. All right, so that's how we calculate your profit margin. So step 1, write the formula. Step 2, substitute into the formula. Step 3, you simplify. And then at the end, you write your final answer with the correct unit. Guys, I hope that is clear. Let's move on. Now we'll be looking at income and expenditure statements. Okay, so I'm saying here, Kyle is starting a transport business. He owns one taxi and he employs Mike as a taxi driver. The table shows a list of the income and expenses of Kyle's business for the month of March 2023. So again, let's get familiar with what is presented to us. So here we have our income. Then we also have our expenses here, right? And then we see total at the bottom. So we have our total here, which indicates the total income, which is 9,089.50 Rand. And then we have our total expenses, which amounts to 7,336.55 Rand. So meaning, if we add all of this, it should give us this answer here. Okay, now let's see what is our first question. I'm saying in question 1.1, is the budget or is this a budget or an income and expenditure statement? Remember, this is now an income and expenditure statement. All right, because it already indicates to me my income as well as my expenses. Okay, so I hope that is clear to you. Then moving on to the next question, question 1.2. It says, list the fixed and your variable cost. Okay, so looking at what is presented to me here, all the maintenance costs, your fuel, your services and repairs, cleaning of the taxi, this will be your variable cost because it's not the same every time. We agree on that, right? And then we also said indicate the fixed expenses. I'm going to do it on the income and expenditure statement. So therefore, your insurance for the taxi driver, the taxi license fee, driver salary, as well as your taxi association fee, that all becomes your fixed expenses. Okay, so just to repeat that, your variable cost or variable expenses will be all the maintenance cost here, your fuel, services and repairs and cleaning, and then your fixed expenses will be insurance for the taxi driver, taxi license fee, the taxi driver's salary, as well as the taxi association fee. Now let's look at the next question. We want to know here, did Carl make a profit? Show all your calculations. All right, now let's start with the 4 steps again. Step number 1, we start with our formula. Now in order to see whether it's a profit or a loss. How do we calculate that again? We say income minus your expenditure or your expenses. Now, in this case, it's already listed, already calculated for us. So now we just need to substitute, right? So therefore, I go and I say, okay, my income, as I can see here, income is indicated, that is 9,089 Rand and 50 cents, minus my expenses. Here, you can see this column represents the expenses, so minus 7,336 Rand and 55 cents. Now let's see what that will amount to. Already I can see that my income is more than my expenses, but remember, your job is to follow the instruction. And it clearly stated you have to show all your calculations. Therefore, I'm going to say 9,089 Rand and 50 cents minus the 7,336 Rand and 55 cents. Okay, so let me fix that. It's a 55 cents. So therefore, if you look at this, Kyle will make a profit of 1,752 Rand and 95 cents. So just to quickly recap, in order to calculate whether it's a profit or a loss, you take your income minus your expenses. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now moving on to 1.4. Here we are asking for you to suggest a way in which Kyle could increase his profits. All right, so guys, remember this is a level 4 type of question. It needs your thinking, all right, your engagement with the question. And always relate your answer to the context that you are working with. So, how can Kyle increase his profits? All right, so looking at that, it says suggest a way. So one answer will be sufficient here. So looking at this, I would say that Kyle can, for example, increase his taxi fares. So what do we refer to, or what do we mean by fares? Simply, he must charge more for delivering his service. Okay, so I hope that is clear to you guys. At this point in time, guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. Looking forward to our next lesson. Stay safe, take care, and remember to work every day. See you next time.